the House Education Committee so that he can evidence the Congressional Black Caucus 117th Congress accomplishments through the work that he has done on his committee, the Education and Labor Committee. Chairman Scott.
Thank you, and I thank the gentlelady for yielding and thank her for her good work. Madam Speaker, the American people deserve a government that puts people over politics and protects hardworking families, not billionaires and special interests. That's why throughout the 117th Congress, the House Education and Labor Committee has advanced legislation that meets the needs of students, families, workers, and our economy. Over the last 2 years, congressional Democrats and the Biden-Harris administration have made historic progress to rescue the American economy, create good-paying jobs, get students back on track, fight child hunger, and boost access to health care. Just in the Education and Labor Committee, there's a lot that was done. We helped create over 10 million jobs in our economy since January 2021, the most jobs in history for 20 months. We recovered all of the jobs lost during the pandemic. We reduced unemployment to historically low levels. We saved the pensions of over 1 million workers and protected thousands of businesses by saving the multi-employer pension fund. We delivered the largest one-time federal investment for K-12 education in the United States history. And we delivered that money and distributed it according to the Title I formula, where poverty is the main factor, meaning that the districts that needed the most got the most. Those that are traditionally overlooked got more money than they've ever gotten before. We put money into school lunches so that students didn't go hungry during that period of time. We made sure that with that money, the schools could open safely, stay open safely, and make up for lost learning. And during that period of time, during the COVID relief bills, we had more money for historically black colleges and universities than they'd ever have in history. Now, we also made sure that the number of Americans without health insurance, because of the actions that we've taken, is now the lowest it has ever been. We've made sure that they could get vaccines, and those vaccines were distributed equitably. That's not always the case. We made sure that drug prices were down, particularly insulin. For seniors, no more than $35 per month for insulin. A lot of people right now, before this bill, were paying a lot more than that. And that's just the kind of legislation that came through the Education and Labor Committee. But House Democrats and the Congressional Black Caucus are committed to continuing this historic progress and building back a stronger economy for all Americans. And that's why we passed the bipartisan infrastructure law, which not only modernized roads, bridges, waterways, but will also create millions of good-paying jobs and will deliver broadband to areas that don't have broadband today. And will invest in neighborhoods that were destroyed by previous transportation plans going right down the middle of African-American neighborhoods, and we'll invest in those neighborhoods to try to make up for that devastation. Moving forward, we're committed to committee work, advancing policies like Raise the Wage Act, Protecting the Right to Organize Act, the Equity, Inclusion, Enforcement Act, and Strengthen Diversity Act, and Rebuild America's Schools Act to ensure that every worker, student, and family has the opportunities to succeed. We've done a lot. We haven't finished, but I want to thank the gentlelady from Texas for her leadership and the opportunity to remind the American public of what we've already accomplished. Thank you, and I yield back.
I thank the gentleman.